What's up, you guys? It's me, Casey, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. Now, before I start this whole video, I will have a couple of spoilers here and there. So if you guys do not want to get spoiled, I advise you to leave this video in 1, 2, 3. Alright, hopefully you guys are gone. Alright, now I can start. Now, if you guys are living under a rock, you know this year marks the 25th anniversary of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. So, Hideo Kojima decided to reveal during his press conference over there in Japan his new game that he's been working on with the Fox engine. And that game finally was revealed as Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. Now, I can only assume with the picture that was shown from this press conference is that this game takes place after Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I can't imagine if, Hideo Kojima would double back, and go deeper into the past of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. It wouldn't make any sense because he's already in the past. The reason why I think it takes place after Peace Walker is, for one, is advancing the series from Big Boss's point of view. You know what I'm saying? And number two, I seen the emblem on his arm. I don't know if it was the left or right arm of the skull. And number three, it had a patch, an eye patch under there, which IGN spotted. So, with that being said, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about the whole series? What do I feel about this game? Yes, I will be buying it because I know that Metal Gear Solid in the series is a lot story driven. It has a lot dealing with the story. It's just the depth of the story is just there. It just really is there. What I'm worried about is the gameplay. A lot through the series they've been changing it up. It went from a little standard action beat 'em up game on the NES to really, it was an action beaten up game, but it was still stealthy. To the PS3's, the PS2's version of Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PSX. Those were more stealthy, but you can use the first person view to look around. Then you have Metal Gear Solid 3, whereas you could finally move the camera around your back and all that stuff, and you actually had new techniques to take out these guards. Metal Gear Solid 4 was a little bit more action-packed, but it was still stealthy. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, I think it finally did it here, whereas it was more action-packed, whereas you could just take out a lot of the guards. You could be in alert phase and it wouldn't even matter. You could be outnumbered and still take out a lot of the guards. I like that about the game, but at the same time, I felt like it was taking away of the stealth, combat that was going on in the series. I wish they would try to improve on the stealthiness of the game instead of how actiony it was. But I don't know if it's for the greater good. Peace Walker was not one of my favorite games, but I thought it was a good game nonetheless. But they said for Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, this game is going to be more open world. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about on the scale of like Grand Theft Auto. They said it was a huge scale of the world from the press conference and the Twitter post from the press conference. They say it was a huge scale. They're in the jungle. Snake goes from crawling to a jeep to a helicopter and flies off. So that has never been done in the Metal Gear Solid franchise ever. But they said it was supposed to be open world. So, who knows how, Hideo Kojima is trying to advance the series with the new gameplay. They said it's supposed to be dynamic stealth combat instead of tactical espionage. It's still tactical espionage adventure, but it's more dynamic action based. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it's going to be more fighting. Like in alert phase, they said when you're in alert phase, you still have a chance of winning and taking out a lot of the guards that are there. But that was the part that I kind of liked about the game, whereas you didn't seem too overpowered. Even if you took him even if you took out a lot of the guards there, I can't even speak. Even if you took them all out, they still would be trying to rush in or whatever, and sometimes you'll get overpowered. So what do? You run and hide, and I understand that they're trying to change that with the series and advance it. As far as the plot, who knows where this series is trying to go? The series should have closed this book, and went off somewhere, but we have a lot of fans who still love the series. Now, with Metal Gear Solid 4, everybody basically gave each other a handshake, even at the end of the war. The rivalries of rivalists, the most evil of evil people, you know what I'm saying? The worst of friends, the people that hate each other, handshakes. We gonna settle this on good terms. Good job, everybody. Let me give you a handshake, everybody. Here you go. Here's a handshake here. Here's a handshake there. I'm like, what is up with these villains showing compassion? But whatever. They just wanted a sense of peace since it was the last game, and they were gonna just end it there. But no, it didn't end there. It didn't end there anyway, because we got Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and I think what Hideo Kojima is trying to do with the series is that, let's face it, he can't advance the plot anymore. The Patriots are gone. All the villains are basically dead. You know what I'm saying? They're either overaged or dead. The only way that I could think that he could advance the plot without digging into the past is by saying, oh, well, behind the scenes, here was a new Foxhound. You know what I'm saying? They've been underground for a long time. They've been plotting up, secret things and secret conspiracies or whatever. And they're out to take over the world. That was one way that I thought that he could advance the plot. But worse, the substance. A lot of the fans be all like, who are these guys? Who are they? Who are they? Why are they here? It seems like he just pulled a rabbit out of his butt and just created a new series. That's how most of the fans will feel. But if you're asking for a game, supply and demand, and Hideo Kojima is thinking like, should I reboot this series as a new franchise? Metal Gear Solid, blah, 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 and then have a girl in it and it's in the same Metal Gear Solid universe, but it's a different story? Or should I just use the same person as Snake with, that everybody's familiar with, and, advance the plot from there? So what he did was took Snake, had Big Boss. Big Boss didn't even really have a backstory until Metal Gear Solid 3. So what, Metal Gear Solid 3 was basically giving substance to Metal Gear Solid 4. You know what I'm saying? It gave more reasons to make Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 2 simply just said the Patriots are dead. You know what I'm saying? Alright, end of story. Metal Gear Solid 3 marked, the philosopher's legacy. The money to make the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? And that's why this new game exists, because of Metal Gear Solid 3. The new game that I'm talking about is Metal Gear Solid 4. So the only way to advance the plot, I think that Hideo Kojima is still thinking about Metal Gear Solid 5. The only way to advance the plot is to dig all the way in the past. Now he's got to use this tactic now. It's no BS and, making the past just for the heck of it. Now he's using the past of Metal Gear Solid. I believe, and I'm assuming that he's digging into the past now in order to improve the future titles of the, franchise. You get what I'm saying? So right now he's going to improve something in back then or whatever, and go into the past, create these new villains that came out of nowhere, so that if they're new villains and they came out of nowhere, where are these guys coming from? Oh, wait a minute. This happened in the past. Oh, okay. I get it. I understand. A lot of the fans will probably do that. Oh, it's in the past. That's the excuse. Oh, it's in the past. These are new villains. Where did they come from? Who cares? It was in the past. This is what happened during the Big Boss days. Whereas in the future, if these villains came out of nowhere, people would be all like, what the crap is this? Flick the game off and then go off their business. Okay? So he's taking the villains or whatever and creating his story in the past, taking those elements probably from this game in order to make Metal Gear Solid 5 in the future. Use those villains from both Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, and probably a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 4 in Part 2, and maybe a little bit of sprinkle of everything else into Metal Gear Solid 5 to create his new game. Because there is no way in hell that he can create a new game out of thin air unless if he created these new people that came out of nowhere with a new plot when they already agreed on all terms that the war was over. In Metal Gear Solid 4, they said it was over, they shook hands, and they parted. And how could you advance the plot when Snake is already an old man? You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't he be dead by now from the Fox die? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. I think that Hideo Kojima has created this game in the past in order to advance the plot line for Metal Gear Solid 5 in the future titles. Only because of fan demand, or maybe because he really loves making this series with Snake. And he thinks that he really needs to rest. And he wants to deliver it one more time with another trilogy. And with that being said, Kid91 out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment below what you think of Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. And join the Casey site, www.caseysite.weebly.com. It'll be posted up in the link description below. If you want to find the site for all gamers, it's there for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later. Stay tuned for a Borderlands group up announcement coming up next week. And I will see you guys later. Please, not please, but peace. See you guys later, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace.